emerge from that record? How did you emerge a changed man, and how are you bringing that into your future and current projects?
Yeah, it really just knowing that anything is possible at any time, and just be as creative as you can always, because you just never know what's going to happen. I mean, there'd be days where literally we'd be done, we'd be listening, okay, is this the final mix? And within 2 hours, you're working on a different song.
Right.
You know, you just never, you never know what can happen, and just, you know, just got to keep that creativity, keep your mind open.
How do you think, because that's easy advice to give, right? Especially because you've witnessed some of the best in the world doing that. I know as a producer and artist myself, it's hard for me I can hear that and say I should jump outside the box.
Right.
But that can be hard to do. What do you think allows, since we're talking about you two, what do you think allows them to do that? How are they able to achieve that so consistent?
I think it's just a desire to continue being the best they can be.
Right.
I mean, they're the biggest band in the world, and they want to make sure they deserve being there. So they're constantly striving to just make everything the best it can possibly be.
Right.
Basically.
I guess, and then that sounds like that rubbed off on you and Steve in the project as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously Steve's been around from the beginning with those guys, so he's taken that to his whole career, I'm sure, just the openness and just, you know, again, just letting that creativity happen. I mean, you know, you can, I've seen some guys in the studio where they can be closed, you know, there can be a closed-mindedness, and I don't think you should ever do that, because you never know. You know, you never know what can happen. One little idea can just spur another. I mean, someone might come up with just a horrible idea, but it might make one other guy go, "Oh, that's not good. But what if you try this?" And boom, you got something great happening. So it's really about just being open to anything, and because you never know what any little idea can just tumble into another one. You know?
That's fantastic, and that's a good way to be in life.
Yeah,
people.
Of course. Yeah.
C.J. Eiriksson says, "Free your mind."
Yes.
I also wanted to talk about where you are now as a producer and engineer, a music professional. You've been in a band. When you're working with the band, you may very well go and throw yourself on the drum kit. What would you describe as your approach to making music in the studio today?
Yeah, you know, I'm actually, the thing I enjoy with making records is collaboration. I mean, I think it's just great to work with people and get ideas from everyone in the room, and that's kind of my favorite thing. You know, I work with Steve a lot, engineering, mixing with him, but I also produce records as well. When Steve, you know, he likes to take time off and stuff, so you know, I don't like sitting around, so I'll produce records in my time, and that's one thing I do like doing is co-producing with artists, where, you know, everyone's kind of working as a team and together and throwing ideas off each other, and you never know, you know, one person might have something, but with an idea for another person can just turn into the whole other thing and just go places where you never expect to go, and that's kind of what I enjoy about producing when I work, like for instance, this Jack's Mannequins band I co-produced with the singer and another guy about a year ago, and we would literally just start, the three of us. He's a singer, songwriter, piano player, and you know, he wouldn't always have his band in right away, and we'd start a song, and he'd just kind of do it, you know, piano and vocal scratch, and it'd be just, well, I play drums, I'll go out and play some drums, and we'll just kind of go out there, play a drum track, and the other guy would play bass, he'd play bass, and next thing you know, we kind of got a song going, and every now and then, you know, then we'd bring the band in, and sometimes they'd redo it all, sometimes we just kind of captured something, and so I'm kind of one of those lucky guys that just gets to be a little bit part of everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You worked on the most recent Fastball record as well, right?
Yes.
What's the name of that disc?
That's Little White Lies.
Okay.
Yes.
And where did you guys record that?
We did that in Austin, Texas. They're from Austin as well, and that's where I live now.
Oh, are they the ones that brought you to Austin?
No,
Oh,
I was
okay.
with another friend of mine, and but I actually I'm friends with this Kathy Valentine from the Go-Go's. You know, remember those girls? Great band, and I've known her for many years in L.A., and she actually is from Austin, and shortly after I moved there, she heard I lived there, and I saw her in Austin one day, and at a club she was playing, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, I moved here.
Right.
It's like, well, I'm from here. I've been trying to talk my husband into moving here, and 6 months later she calls me up, we moved to Austin, and her daughter and my daughter are great friends, and I do a lot of work at her house. She's got a little home studio, and I help her out, and I met Tony Scalzo over there, working on some stuff, and I knew they were starting up their record. I guess they were kind of working different studios, working with other people, and trying to get it going on. I guess they hadn't quite found that that right ingredient yet, and they just asked me to come down one day just to try and work on a song, see what happens, and it ended up it worked. We got a great song I think that day actually, and so we just ended up continuing the record together. And
So more of that flow that you're talking.
yeah. I love what I do. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I get to just
I'm
go
the
and-
luckiest guy.
Okay. We're very lucky.
Oh,